At the anti-gay bill, that it would seem as though the entire Christian fraternity would have it's backing the law at the moment. The opponents of this bill say that there is no need to criminalize people for who they are. Why is the church insisting on doing that?
I feel very disappointed when Ghanaians like you and I will complain about the anti-gay bill. We have values in this country. We have cultural and moral values in this country. Men marry women. Peter didn't marry Joseph. Paul didn't marry Timothy. Abiba didn't marry Aisha too. Men marry women. Mm-hmm. And so whether you're a Muslim, a traditional ruler, or the church, homosexualism is an abomination.
But does it mean they should go to jail?
That is what I'm saying, that it stands for. When you steal, what happens to you?
You arrested. If you're caught, yes, you're arrested.
You're arrested. Mm-hmm. And so sin is sin. And we live in a place that I really applaud the people who really stood with this bill. And for once, the entire nation, and I keep saying this, the politicians should be very careful with the way they dilly-dally with this issue. For once, the Christians, the Muslims, the traditional rulers, the chiefs are all together on this issue. We have moral values in this country that says that a man should not marry a man.
Right. So
sometimes we come back to it and we say that it's human rights. If it's human rights, then we also have the human right to say that what we don't want should not be imposed on us.
Yes. So
I live in the UK.
In
the UK where I live in, you are not allowed to marry 2 wives. And so people who live there, who under normal circumstances would have preferred to be married to 2 wives.
Well, so the argument.
So if you are in our country,
is that
then we should also be able to maintain that thing, that what is not right is not right. And we have a moral responsibility. We have a religious responsibility to that. What do you think some of the things that is being posed on us today? I've had some people come to me and say that if we do that, we'll not be getting IMF help. That is very shameful. That is very inhuman. If we are quantifying LGBT to aid to our country, then I think I agree with President, ex-president, former president Atta Mills, that then they should stay with what they have.
I see. But the argument is that while stealing negatively or adversely impacts the person who is losing whatever object is being stolen, when it comes to homosexuality, it is 2 consenting adults who have decided
that is not true.
So how is it impacting you as a heterosexual?
You should see where some of us are coming from. Go to a place like Akotolante. Go to some parts of Obomu and Kwao, and go to some parts of Kumasi. And
what's happening there?
How vulnerable people have been abused because they lack poverty has made people taking advantage of a certain community. I was born at Jamestown. And when I go to Jamestown today and I see boys and girls that has entered into homosexualism, and some of them are sick. And because of money? It's because they don't have money? Yes, they don't have money. And I tell you, we don't even have the hospitals here. In the UK, where I've lived for years, there are walk-in clinics. People walk into the clinic and they are treated. Here, where are the clinics? Well,
but that's on authorities. That's on authorities who have not been able to provide for these communities, for which reason young girls and boys feel they need to subject themselves to other people who are interested in homosexuality. It's just like prostitution, isn't it?
No, but that's why we are saying that. Is it right to go into prostitution? Is it healthy? Would you want your child to be a prostitute? Would you want your child to be a prostitute? Would you want your child to be a homosexual?
So the point I'm making
what is progression?
The point I'm making
where is progression?
The point I'm making is we have left those people in the destitution where they find themselves. No,
it's being imposed on us.
How so? How is it being imposed on the people?
Why should
you say Jamestown? How is it
not just Jamestown, the whole nation? Why should that become an issue? The truth is that as much as a lot of people are trying to hide away from the dangers of LGBT, we should be very careful that we don't destroy the generation behind us. We have a responsibility.
So the law must stand.
To safeguard, and the law must stand.
The law must stand. I see.
And I read the Bible. I preach the Bible. How much of a hypocrite would I be? How much of a hypocrite would I be to say that I want to be balanced when it comes to LGBT? There's only one thing I keep telling people: don't be violent against them, and don't.
But that's what the law is going to do. The law will end up causing people to be violent against those who identify with the community.
That bill would give us a good presence to be able to deal with situations.
Right. But it would seem that the church is softening its stance when you look at what the Pope said recently from Vatican.
But don't we have individuals to make statements?
Do you think the church is softening its stance with the Pope's position?
Think, no. The Pope, that's why I keep saying that the Pope is a leader of a particular religious organization, the Catholic Church. The Pope is not the head of Church of Pentecost. The Pope is not the head of the Methodist Church. The Pope is not the head of Presbyterian Church. The Pope is certainly not the head of Anglican Church.
But it also means that it's coming, isn't it?
No,
I see. Let's move on to some other issues. We're going into